Welcome back to Northeast Current. I'm your host, Kimberly Aquilina. Since September 11th, 2011, more than 2 million U.S. troops have been deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan, and almost 1 million of them more than once. By 2016, half of these Americans will have left the military and returned to civilian life, only to face a new battle at home, finding a job. But how do service members about to make this transition prepare themselves for the next chapter in their professional lives? Retired Army Colonel Garland Williams, University of Phoenix Military Division Regional Vice President, is here to share tips on how to have a successful post-military career. Colonel, welcome to the show. How hard was it for you to transition back into civilian life?
Sure. One thing that's constant about all military careers is that at some point it's going to end, either through retirement or the end of time of service, or in some cases medically retirement for those that have been injured. For me in particular, I spent 28 years in the Army, came out as a colonel, reached my PhD, earned my PhD, and I thought I was ready. But once I saw all the options out there, I wasn't ready, and I had not narrowed down what I wanted to do. At the University of Phoenix, we did a survey not too long ago, and we found that only 33% of active duty members have a transition plan. That means there's 67% out there that were flying blind, kind of like what I was, and we can do better than that. And looking back over the 4 years since I retired in 2009, I realized that I should have started about 2 years out and created a transition checklist to make sure I assessed my experience, I assessed my education, and really narrowed down a lot more where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do.
How can military members translate their experience and skills toward the civilian workforce?
Well, I think you pointed it out pretty well. There's two things that a veteran needs. They need experience and they need education. The experience that they were able to get in the military is probably second to none. Leadership experience, logistics experience, personnel experience. They have done a lot more things than the average civilian has done in their lifetime. But they may not have the educational degree that goes with a great translation into corporate America. That same survey at the University of Phoenix, we found that 67% of our active duty or veterans are either currently pursuing or plan to pursue their educational goals in the next 2 years. And that's awesome. That means these people understand the value of needing that education to be able to make that transition. At the University of Phoenix, I have military advisors that solely work with our military students. These advisors are prior service military themselves or their military spouses. And over the last 10 years, they've been able to link up potential students to graduation, and we've graduated 74,000 graduates with their associates, bachelors, or masters in the last 10 years.
What are some free resources available to veterans?
Certainly. When I came in the military about 35 years ago, somebody could go and graduate from high school and have a high school degree, go in the military, come out and probably do pretty well. They could get a job and have a decent middle-class lifestyle. But you can't do that anymore. You really need your bachelor's degree or sometimes your master's degree even to get your foot in the door. And there are a couple of programs to help you. The Department of Labor has something called the Transition Assistance Program that's carried out on military installations worldwide that helps you do your job search, helps you get your resumes together, either a corporate resume or the federal resume, which is much longer, and also go through your vet benefits. At the University of Phoenix, we have something called the Career Guidance System, and we will help you write your resume, help you write your cover letter, link you up with career coaches to help you figure out what that 30-second elevator speech is for your interview and get you ready for the interview. Plus, we've also partnered with many corporations across the country that have posted their open jobs on our website looking for our graduates and our veterans.
Now, how can we help a family member or friend who's in a similar situation?
Oh, sure. Just give them support. This transition from military life to civilian life is probably one of the top 10 stressors. In the military, you've been told what to do, where to go, how to do it for a long time. For me, it was 28 years. Now you don't have that, and so your support network becomes your spouse or your kids. And if your spouse or your kids can give you that support, realizing that this is a great transition, it's not going to happen overnight, and give them the space for the military member to find their fit into corporate America, that's exactly what I would need for my family, and it's exactly what they gave me 4 years ago.
Colonel Williams, where can our viewers go for more information?
If you go to phoenix.edu, that'll get you started, and it'll give you the 1-800 number if you want to call in, or an email address if you can write in, and it will get you started on your way.
Any last thoughts for our viewers?
Sure. These service members that are coming off, when they raised their hand to go into military service, they essentially gave up a blank check, which was filled out to include their life, for the right to defend the United States of America. Not many people do that when you look across the United States. Take a look at what they bring from their military service, give them a chance to excel, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Thank you for joining us. That about wraps it up here at Northeast Current. This is your host, Kimberly Aquilina, signing off.